Okay, hi there, I am Klifsky. I am the designer and programmer of Democracy 3, and we've just done an update for the game, a very late update, about a year after the last one. So I'm just doing a little short video to explain what we've changed. So firstly, what we've changed on this main menu here is there's just a new icon here for awards. That used to be in the game, so you used to have to start a game to go and check on your achievements, which was a little bit silly. So you can do that, but it's also here now. So that will take you to the achievement screen. And also, huge thunderous excitement, there's another 12 achievements. I think it's 12. Yeah, it is. So we've got all these, and whereas in the past the achievements were pretty much all positive things to some extent, we have some slightly sort of disastrous ones, like a banana republic and inebriated society. You probably don't want that, or a military state. But anyway, I like achievements, and I know loads of people do, and so we've added another 12 in there, which is quite cool. Okay, here's a game that I've loaded in from earlier with lots of things going wrong. This screen is actually drawn differently and hopefully quicker now for people that have really low spec PCs. Apart from that, let's go to the security tab, which has changed. In the past you would have this just a single line of text that would say your security effectiveness is useless or poor or excellent or whatever, but you'd have no idea really why or how and what contributed to it. So what we've added now is these are all the policies that actually contribute to the hidden calculation as to how effective your security is. So this is basically how well you will survive terrorist attacks, and the more green these are, the stronger your security, normally at the cost of civil liberties. So these policies here are inactive. We haven't actually done these. We have some armed police and some intelligence services, and these will click through to those if they're already there. So hopefully that makes that calculation a little bit more obvious. If we go into a voter group, let me just pick one. Yeah, that's fine, and it's even got my scroll bar. Okay, so firstly, this expands if you've got the sort of screen real estate, so that we have less unnecessary scrolling. Also, we've got this new tab at the bottom here, and where a voter group feeds into a pressure group or a terrorist group, you now have this new little box that shows you which groups they are. So basically, as environmentalists get unhappy, they'll join the Wildlife Trust or Friends of the Planet. If they stay unhappy after a while of being in these two pressure groups, obviously thinking that that's not getting them very far, they will eventually feed through to Warriors of Gaia here, which is that little gun icon there shows that's actually a terrorist group that will potentially attack you. So you can see the strength of these groups, and that clicks through to here. And this is a bit more obvious how they're fed through. So, for example, if we click parents, they don't have a group like that. However angry you are as a parent, there's not a terrorist parent group. Patriots, not surprisingly, there are. So hopefully that's a bit more helpful. There's other things here. If we go to the compass, which shows you like progress, how we've moved through the political compass during this game. It was always hard to tell where you currently were, so we now colour that red. It's minor change, but it's actually quite handy. If I go to policies, this is the popularity of individual policies. Now, you might have thought that this was fairly useless because it always seemed to be kind of wrong, and the way it was being calculated was probably not the best way, so we've completely changed the way that's calculated, and it now makes a lot more sense. So hopefully when you look at this, it will now make sense in terms of what the really popular policies and what are the unpopular policies, and the ones that people don't really care about that much, like health food subsidies. If I click on that, it's not affecting any voter group at all. So in the past, I think that would have been calculated as really unpopular, which is obviously wrong. Okay, so if we now go to finance stuff, if we go here, you'll see a new a little bit of text there, and it's also on income. Efficiency with which government money is spent, 99%. Ha! As though that's true. But basically there is a calculation here, which has always been in the game, and it's also here for taxes, which is based on the minister. So if we look at income tax, you can see the effectiveness of that minister and the effect they have on income and the actual effect of those policies. So they're not massively effective as a minister. So that means policies are taking longer to implement. The effects aren't as strong, for better or worse. And in this case, they are raising less income. So if we had a better chancellor, we'd actually raise more money. And that's always been the case, but it hasn't been particularly spelt out. So you can see here that the ministers in charge of spending money, i.e. not the chancellor, they're pretty good actually. If I just so if we click here, you'll see the effectiveness of that minister is pretty good. They're reducing costs, and the effects are better. So hopefully that's just a good way of being able to tell that now. Other stuff. There's some new events. I won't show them because it's more fun if they're kind of a surprise. There's only 4 new events that take place during the game, but we think they're quite good ones, and they help the balance of the game. We've also changed just a few balance things. Off the top of my head, I remember that private healthcare was changed slightly because it wasn't having any effect on drug addiction, and now it does. Obviously it would. So that was kind of biased towards state healthcare. There were a few little things like that. And there's a few like formatting things. I think it was either that chart or this one. No, I think it was that one that had a scroll bar here, and it really didn't need it. So anyway, the game is hopefully better in lots of tiny little ways, and a bit more polished, and this update should be live by the time you watch this, and I hope you like it. Thank you.